Perfect. This is the bit we need for the brumberty. And we might take a little bit of the pillar as well. It's got some surface rust, but it should do. So I'm going to cut through there, down there, and around there. Now on this side we're taking that section. Hopefully all that comes off in one piece. For the brumby we're going to chop the middle, take a section out, but should be good. So the first thing I did was pull the roof lining, because I don't really want that to catch fire. Gone. Don't really condone grinders without guards, but when it's a loaner tool, you just got to make do. We've got the piece that we need, now back to the shed. Alright, so in this video we're going to be cleaning up this panel and preparing it to start grafting it into the brumberty. Now, being an older vehicle, there's this smooth transition from the pillar to the roof. That means there's lead in here. All the modern vehicles, they'll have a seam up the side of the roof and there'll be a plastic strip or something in there. But yeah, this is an older vehicle, so it's got lead. Now, to get that out, we've got to just melt it out. But first thing we've got to do is get rid of the paint so we can see exactly how much is in there, and it makes it a lot easier to get the heat into it. Now, there are two ways to do that. Is you can either just sand off all the paint, but you really want to use a respirator, because sanding the lead will turn it into dust and it'll float around and you breathe that in and it's not good. So the other option that we're going to do is we're just going to hit this with paint stripper and clean that back and then melt the lead out. Now, other things we're going to do is we're going to remove all the spot welds from in here, take all these extra pieces out of the inside just so we're left with just the outside skin. We're going to see how bad the rust is underneath here, because it feels like there's a little bit of surface rust in there. Hopefully I don't have to go and find another panel. Yeah. Paint stripper didn't work real well, but at least I got the corners done. So you might be able to see there's a line across here and then across there and down there. So this shiny part is the lead and the dull part is just the straight metal. There is still some paint on there, but we've got most of it off. But the wind has picked up, so I've had to change camera angles. So the camera's inside the shed, but I'm out. So we can do this without the worry of any fumes. So what we've got to do now is get a big bucket of water directly underneath to catch all the lead as it falls off. So I'll get that organised and a blowtorch. So what I've got down there is a hatch off for an old speedboat. Now it's just got 20 or 30 mils of water in it, because when all this lead falls down, you want to quench it so it doesn't just stick to everything. Now, if you do this above your cement, it will just stick to the cement and, well, be troublesome. So I'd rather just catch it in the water and then I can just send it off to recycling later. So I've just got a little gas burner. Now, I was told what you got to do is just heat the whole area of lead, get it all warmed up at once, because if you just concentrate in one area, then it can heat up and distort the parent metal. So just heat the whole area and then it should fall away. That's most of it out now, so I'll get the wire brush and heat it up a bit more and then hit it with the wire brush just to get any extra off. So that's as good as we're going to get there, I reckon. Now we've got this mark here, so we can just cut the bottom panel off there, get rid of this bottom part, we don't need that anymore. Shows us roughly where the spot welds are, but now that all the lead's gone, we can continue on with this panel. And all this can go off to scrap metal. Alright, back to the table. So now that we've got the lead out of it, next thing I'm going to do is take out all the internal panels. So what I think I'm going to do is just cut through above here just to get the bulk of it out, and then I'm going to go along with the spot weld drill and come all the way along this edge and drill out all the spot welds, because there's a lot of them. So we'll start with the grinder and then go to the drill bits. I've seen worse, but we'll keep going with this for now. Now, the next step is to drill out all the spot welds. Now, normally what I'd do is just go along with the flat disc just across the surface, and that shows you where all the spot welds are if you can't see them all. But here's what I prepared earlier. Now, this is just a 10mm drill that's been specially ground to drill out spot welds. I'll show you how I did that. Alright, so this is a little bit worn because I've been using it, but basically the center spike is a little bit longer than the outsides. Now it just needs a bit of a sharpen up, so I'll do that now. How I do that is on the edge like that. It's onto the corner of the wheel. And yeah, so now the centre is a little bit taller than the sides. We'll give that a go, see how it cuts. Now, I'm drilling all these from the inside because I'm getting rid of this strip and I don't want it. If I was doing this from the outside, I'd end up with a lot of 10mm holes, which are just a little bit too big for plug welding. And well, when you get a piece like this, and well, I can see where the spot welds are, but if you can't see where they all are, an easy trick, flap disc, and you just go straight over it, and it shows you where all the spot welds are. So there's an extra one there I didn't know, so now I can just center punch these and drill them out. Now we're just left with all these little circles. Just go through with the linisher, take them out. That'll be this bit done. Alright, so that's got that whole surface back to being flat again. Now the next step is to take the rust out. Now normally I use these to strip rust off because it only takes away the actual rust. It won't take away any steel. Now that's fine for the majority of it, but getting down into this corner, I'm going to have a go with these Scotch-Brite wheels and see how they go. I haven't used them before, so we'll see what happens, but that can fit in fairly tight, as long as the grinder can. So we'll have a go at that next. Like I said, I haven't tried these Scotch-Brite wheels, so we'll see what happens. Well, that worked rather well. Just got to try and get into the other side. Don't know if the grinder will do it, but it doesn't really fit in properly to get the other side, so gonna have to go old school, get a 40 grit. Alright, so it started raining a little bit too hard last night, so I couldn't really continue filming. The audio was getting a little rough, as you just heard. Now, start off today with Shed Corgi. Now, this bit of rust here, I'm going to have to go over that with some rust converter just to stop it. Now I'm going to get the stuff where you brush it on and then wash it off again afterwards, because, well, I don't really want residue on here where I've got to be welding, which is only a small section of it, but it's best just not to make a mess where you don't need to. Now, in order to do the next step, I've been shopping. Melomotive. Now, this is a company in Sydney, and they supply bodyworking equipment, so paints, Durablocks, sanding paper, kits to redo lead in old cars, bead rollers, Clecos, lots of dead blow hammers, everything you can think of for bodywork, and then lots of stuff that you didn't even think of for bodywork. So I've just bought some stuff for doing metalwork and welding at the moment, but I will probably be getting more stuff off them later. Now, this is not a sponsored deal. I have brought everything here myself, but they're really good to deal with, so I'm happy to give them a shout out. Now, I've got butt welding clamps, a few boxes of them. Now these, they're expensive when you compare them to the that you see on eBay, but these are an aluminium extrusion, so this bottom flange is dead straight. Now all the ones you see made of a piece of RHS that's cut down the middle, well, the bottoms bow out and, well, don't quite hold the stuff straight. You got to do a bit of fiddling with them to get it right. Now these have adjuster screws, so you can adjust for the thickness of the material. If you've got two different thicknesses, you can help tweak it. and well, they're shiny and red. But so I bought 2 packs of these in my latest order, and well, there's another packet that I had from the Summer Nats last year. Other things I've got is, so this is just a copper block, it's 3mm thick, and it's got ridiculously strong magnets pressed into it. So when you got a join in the sheet, you can just put that in, put that up underneath the panel, the back of the panel, do your weld from the front, and it will help absorb the heat out of the piece. Now, should be a handy thing. I also got a smaller version. Now this one is good for filling badge holes or trim holes in bodywork. So it's got a magnet on it, just put it onto the base, and then you can turn the knob and tighten that down against the actual panel. So it makes it easy to fill holes. So another handy tool. Now, one of the most handy things, well, keep your drinks cold. Alright, and this big buddy. Now, this is a punch and flange tool. I actually got this on sale. The sale might still be going, or it might have finished. Now, this side, it will put a little step or a flange in the edge of a sheet. So it'll be a 12mm flange that steps down about 1mm, so then you can overlap 2 sheets and they'll be flush on the top. It's really good for joining 2 pieces together. And on this side, it'll punch a 5mm hole straight through, up to 1.6mm I think it is. So we're going to be using this now. We've got to put a row of holes all the way along here, every 25 to 30mm, so that when we trim the sheet to fit, we will just spot weld through all those holes and we'll be good. Now, yeah, like I said, all this stuff I have purchased almost full price. This was on sale, and these were at the Summer Nats, and you buy these, the more packs you buy, the cheaper they get. So there was no sponsorship involved here. They're really good to deal with, and well, I highly recommend you check out their website if you're after bodywork equipment. Now, we're going to go and punch holes in this flange. So first rule of air tools: you must always give it 2 cycles when you plug it into. It's the law. Wow, that works really well. That's pretty cool. And it's a bonus, you get all these little 5mm plugs where you can put them in badge holes. If you got that other tool to put behind it, just drop it in, bzz, done. Alright, so that's pretty much that. A little bit of body work I could do to tap out some dents and straighten a few bits out before I get started, but that's basically it for preparing this panel to go into the vehicle. Now, this is ready to start cutting up the vehicle and fitting it in, so that's going to be another video. So that's it for this one. As always, customize everything.